What's up, everybody? It's the Alex Leak and Friends NFL podcast back for another week. I'm your host, Alex Leak. We got the crew. We got Dustin back on the show. What's up, Dustin?
So, man, thanks for having me.
Yeah, good to have you back on. And we got Bret back on the show. Bret, good to have you back on.
Oh, yeah, man. Glad to be here. Ready to do this thing.
Yep, no Bill Romanowski this week. Great job on that interview, by the way, Bret. That was a lot of fun.
Oh, hell yeah, it was, man. I've been talking to people about it all week. It's, yeah.
And what Dustin's got next. Dustin's got the next big name we interview, so we'll see what happens.
There's been some interesting takes on what was talked about it. That was pretty awesome.
He was intense, man. That was a little intimidating at times.
Yeah,
he got right to the point too.
Yeah.
Remember, I said that before.
Yeah.
I mentioned that, and I was like, I don't know. He might be a little bit intimidating, and
he looked like he wanted to tackle you guys.
Good. What was that?
He looked like he wanted to come through the screen and tackle you guys.
But all right, well, let's get into this. So, Dustin, we haven't had you on since the Carson Wentz trade to the Colts. So I want to get your take on this. The Eagles trade Carson Wentz to the Colts. You got your next franchise quarterback. He should be, your guys' quarterback for the next, possibly 10 years, the next decade. The Colts have spent $99 million in the last 3 seasons on the quarterback position. So, Chris Ballard has been trying to get the next guy. Do you feel like you finally have the next franchise quarterback that you can build around and potentially contend for championships with? What do you think, Dustin?
Yeah, I mean, I like the pick for the simple fact that Carson Wentz's best year was when, Frank Reich was his offensive coordinator. So
yeah.
I think them two reuniting, Wentz is going to listen to him and they're going to become great together.
Now, do you have any concerns about the way Carson Wentz played in 2020?
I do, but man, the Eagles team was just terrible. I mean, he had nobody to throw to. The offensive line was one of the worst offensive lines I've seen in years.
Yeah.
So, therefore, in Indy, he's going to have a good extra 2-3 seconds behind the, in the pocket to be able to throw the football. So.
And what do you think weapons-wise? Who does Carson Wentz have to throw to? Because T.Y. Hilton's a free agent, right?
Yeah, but I believe, in my opinion, I think Indy's going to re-sign him.
Okay. And maybe potentially coming in this mock draft, the Colts will get a weapon or something here in the draft.
I mean, we have Michael Pittman Jr. too, so.
Yep. What do you think, Bret? Do you think Carson Wentz is a good fit with the Colts?
I mean, I think it's something that it has potential.
Mm-hmm.
They have a lot going for them. They don't necessarily need a primetime quarterback. They need somebody who can go in there, fill in, and keep the system flowing, and that defense can hold them up. So
yeah.
I think they might be all right. I think Stafford would have been the better option, but it is what it is.
Yeah, but Wentz is a good fallback.
We'll see what happens.
Yeah, and I think as long as, if the Colts run the ball behind a dominant offensive line and play good defense and Carson Wentz protects the ball and doesn't turn it over much, then that's a recipe for success.
We're forgetting Wentz's ability to actually scramble too.
Yeah. Yep. And he should be an upgrade over Phillip Rivers. Now, Dustin, tell me what you think. It was a what-if scenario. Phillip Rivers did get the Colts to the playoffs in 2020 and was close to pulling off an upset win over the Bills. What if, case scenario, what if Carson Wentz doesn't make the playoffs with the Colts next year? Then what?
Then I guess we have to, go into the draft and see who we can get in the next upcoming draft, man. It'd be time to start over.
Yeah. But, I don't see why that should happen. He's got everything around him. So this is a prove-it year for Carson Wentz to show everybody that was, just a bad Eagles team and reuniting a very talented Colts team is what he needs to return to MVP form. Let's go to the Cardinals signing defensive end J.J. Watt to a 2-year, $31 million deal with $23 million guaranteed. So he teams up with Chandler Jones on our defensive line. Bret, do you think that's a good fit for J.J. Watt in Arizona?
I do. I think, I think they have a lot too going there. They're right there. They're young. They have a young coach, young core.
Mm-hmm.
They're trying to figure things out, and obviously there was some influence there from somebody else, I would assume, who made him feel that coming there was the right choice, and I think he trusts that. There's a process there that's going on, obviously, that we can see and have seen with Arizona. So this might be the piece that they need to get over the hump.
And so I think I know where you're going with that, but did you expect J.J. Watt? I mean, a lot of people were talking about him going to play for a contender, trying to win a championship before he retires. So names like Green Bay, Pittsburgh, Cleveland, Buffalo were being floated around. Like, go play for a contender and try to get a championship. Were you surprised he chose Arizona? And, I mean, I don't really see them as a contender. Do you think he does?
I mean, I think they're just one step away. I think he does, and I think he trusts Hopkins and what he had to say to him. A lot of people, like you said, thought that he was going to, I thought he was leaning towards the Bills.
Yeah.
And which is a contender for sure. But there's just something obviously in Arizona that made him feel like going there was the right choice, and we'll see what happens here in the season.
Yeah, and what do you think on that, Dustin? Do you think? I mean, because I don't see the Cardinals as a contender. Why do you think he chose the Cardinals?
I mean, the only thing that I can really think of is, we discussed it earlier about the pay. I think they offered him the highest contract, and it's crazy to me though. If I was in Watt's shoes, I would have went to a contender and played for a championship, because I have no trust in Kyler Murray or Cliff Kingsbury going anywhere.
So this leads me to an interesting. I heard this on Pro Football Talk with Mike Florio and the guys. What do you think on this? So I think we're all in agreement that maybe DeAndre Hopkins, former Texan, former teammate of J.J. Watt, had influence in this decision. And I think he's been in the ear of Deshaun Watson as well. What if the ultimate plan there in Arizona, from DeAndre Hopkins' eyes, is to get J.J. Watt, and not only that, but potentially try to get Deshaun Watson to Arizona in a Deshaun Watson for Kyler Murray trade?
I mean, if the regime's there, as far as where that team was good, and their office screwed them. So, it's if they feel like that front office has what it takes to lead them, and they can be there in Arizona instead of in Houston, why not?
Yeah, that'd be pretty crazy. What do you think, Dustin?
I don't see it happening. I think Arizona's all in on Kyler Murray. I mean,
yeah,
that's their franchise quarterback. So
yeah,
I don't see him going anywhere.
We got to remember Cliff Kingsbury is the guy. He had Josh Rosen and traded him. Got rid of him in order to draft Kyler Murray. So I agree. I think they are all in on Kyler Murray, but it's an interesting move by J.J. Watt, and teams him up with Chandler Jones. So, poor Russell Wilson and guys like that in the NFC West now have to deal with Aaron Donald in L.A., and now Chandler Jones and J.J. Watt in Arizona. Speaking of Russell Wilson, his agent comes out, and so Russell Wilson goes on a Dan Patrick show and says he would like more influence and roster control and input and stuff like that. Now, recently, Russell Wilson's agent comes out and says on the record that if Russell Wilson isn't going to stay in Seattle, these are 4 teams he'd like to be traded to. And he names the New Orleans Saints, the Dallas Cowboys, the Vegas Raiders, and shockingly, the Chicago Bears. Bret, what did you think when you saw Russell Wilson on the record talking about 4 teams he'd like to be traded to? Do you think that Russell Wilson will be traded this offseason?
I don't know if it'll be this offseason with everything that's going on. But at the same time, this might be the season to do it because people are looking for, there's a lot of big, names and big deals, I guess, packages going on that people, organizations are trying to get what they need. So I don't think that there's, obviously it's dying down the relationship between Wilson and the Seahawks, but if I feel like they should get something done now because it's obvious that there's going to be the more just the team morale and everything is shot it's shot now. We know what they want. It's just when it's going to happen. So I would say the best case scenario is get it done now, but why wait a whole year?
And so I've heard, I used to live in Seattle, and 4 years ago, and I heard Russell Wilson trade talk back then, and I never understood it. And especially with this last offseason with the whole let Russ cook and give Russell Wilson the keys to the offense, and then mid-season to kind of pull the reins back and go more run-heavy, really indicates to me that I think Seattle's ready to move on from Russell Wilson as well. I honestly believe, I think Russell Wilson getting traded this offseason is more likely than Deshaun Watson because the Texans are trying to, the Texans aren't ready to trade him and trying to play hardball. I think Seahawks management is ready to move him. What do you think, Dustin?
Yeah, and I mean, plus, if you watch Seattle over the last 3 to 4 years, they were good, and then they'd have a big collapse. So, something's not right in the organization. Pete Carroll's not doing something right, and him and Russ's relationship is starting to catch fire. So I do think my prediction is I think we see something major happen on draft night.
Yeah, it would be shocking. It would be crazy if we see a major quarterback trade on draft night, and I really think we could. Now, Bret, of the 4 teams, Saints, Cowboys, Raiders, and Bears, who do you think Russell Wilson should go to? And who do you think of the 4 should trade for Russell Wilson? I mean, what do you think is most likely? I mean, because the Cowboys have Dak Prescott. The Saints, Drew Brees might be coming back. The Raiders have Derek Carr. The Bears are the obvious need for a quarterback, but why would he want to go there? What do you think of the 4 teams? Those are pretty crazy.
Yeah. I don't know why he would say Oakland. Their defense is not that great.
Yeah.
Chicago, their defense is obviously pretty good. They lack just weapons.
Yeah.
I think the Saints and New Orleans would be the best bet. It's just you don't know what Drew Brees is going to do, and they still have Jameis Winston, so that's the thing too. So there's no, what was the point of bringing him in if you're just going to bring in somebody else? Obviously, if you have the opportunity and you think that that's best for your organization, then go for it. But I don't know if you've already invested in Winston coming over there, then I don't see what the point of doing, restarting like that is. But I don't know, man. It's nuts.
Yeah, it's wide open. As a Bears fan, I hope that we make a trade for Russell Wilson, but I mean, we'll see. And it's got to make sense. Everything's got to come into play. Now, Dustin, there was a lot of talk about Drew Brees retiring this offseason. Jay Glazer reported it that would be his last playoff run in 2020. But now recently we've seen, Sean Payton said about 4 weeks ago that they expected a press conference from Drew Brees announcing his retirement. There hasn't been one. It's been completely silent from that camp. And recently, Drew Brees was seen aggressively working out, and his trainer saying, quote, something is brewing. What do you think? I mean, I think signs are pointing to Drew Brees wants to come back for another year. Do you think so?
Yeah, and I mean, just like me and you have discussed, seeing Brady hold up that Lombardi and beating him twice in the regular season was really eating away at Drew Brees. And I think his workouts were not just, workouts to stay in shape after football. Those were meaningful workouts to get better and
Yeah.
healthier.
Yeah, those are pretty aggressive workouts.
Yeah, and I just had to say something about the Russell Wilson trade.
Yeah.
I think the Cowboys have the best piece, I mean, with Dak looming out there. So I
Yeah.
wouldn't be surprised if he goes to Dallas.
Yeah. I could see Dallas. I could see Saints. I think Vegas is the least likely. I don't think the Raiders want to move on from Derek Carr, and I just don't see that happening. The Bears, obviously, it's a need, but does he want to go there? Do we have the weapons? Stuff like that. So we'll see what happens there. Bret, do you see the Drew Brees working out? And I mean, he might come back, but at this point, there's Drew Brees. I don't know how much he has left in the tank either. What do you think on that, Bret?
I think he feels like he might, but I just, I don't know. I don't think he can withstand another year, but he wants to, and we all know that he has that fight and eagerness to want to go out there and do that, and we want to see him another year. But don't just just really think it over there, Mr. Breeze, because it's. I mean, we'd love to see you back out there, but at the same time, you got to take care of yourself. So, I don't know.
Now, your Lions, Bret, sign wide receiver Tyrell Williams to a 1-year, $6 million deal. For Jared Goff, a weapon for Jared Goff. Good addition. Do you like that addition?
Yeah. It does, obviously tell me that something else is going to happen. I don't know who's going to be gone as far as or what they're going to do. I'm assuming they're going to franchise tag Galladay, but then again, with my thoughts on what they might do in the draft at the 7th pick, who knows? But Marvin Jones too, that might be the replacement for that. So there's two guys you can't let go. Got to keep one of them. So
yeah, it'll be interesting to see what Dan Campbell, new head coach, new GM, what kind of team they want to build in Detroit, because we don't really know too much about this regime and what kind of team they want to build.
Right.
Dustin, the Dolphins released linebacker Kyle Van Noy 1 year into his 4-year deal, despite playing through a hip injury in 2020. Dustin, I'm sure you see all the fans and people saying, criticizing players when they want out, 1 year into a 4-year deal. And they always say, honor your contract, right? Where's the honor your contract crowd at here when a team releases a player 1 year into a 4-year deal?
Yeah, I mean, if you're not comfortable there, you're not comfortable there, plain and simple. We see the same thing going on in college football with this transfer portal. Players they'll commit there, don't like it. 1 year later, they go somewhere else. And I'm all for players having the ability to want to switch teams.
Yep, it's their career. You should be in charge of your career and go where you are in the best place to succeed.
Absolutely.
Yep.
These franchises need to care more, though, man. Some of these franchises just don't care.
Well, it's a business. It's $1 billion business, and it's cold. And a lot of times, a lot of these teams look at players as chess pieces, and they're just moving them around and trying to make money, trying to win championships in certain cases. But it's the reality. So, and I just want fans to see that it happens on both sides. So, Bret, the Giants released wide receiver Golden Tate, and I posted and tweeted. I expect Golden Tate to now that he's a free agent, if Russell Wilson gets traded, I think Golden Tate follows Russell Wilson and they team back up. Do you think that's a possibility?
Yeah, I mean, why not go to LA?
Yeah, with Stafford,
Yeah, I mean
that's a good option.
they're close, like friend, they're good friends, so
Yeah,
that's something. They could have some huge weapons there. But yeah, Wilson, he might. At the same
yeah,
time, it just depends on where he goes. If he goes somewhere that doesn't have weapons,
yeah.
like it's I don't this is such a crazy offseason.
I know a lot of pieces moving.
It's hard to just think about even the concept of what would happen if one of these things occurred.
Yeah. What do you think, Dustin, on Golden Tate? I mean, former Notre Dame receiver. I'm sure you're still a fan. Now being a free agent, where do you want him to go?
Yeah, I mean, it would be great to see him reunite, with Russell Wilson or Matthew Stafford, because when he's with better quarterbacks, he has better production,
Yeah,
So wherever he goes, if he has a marquee quarterback, I feel like he's going to help a team produce.
absolutely. All right. Well, if you guys are ready, I am. Let's get into this complete first round mock draft. Full first round. We each made selections. We're going to go through them and figure out what's the best option for these teams. You guys ready? This should be a lot of fun.
Yeah, I've been waiting for this for a while.
Let's do it.
This is our mock draft 1.0, and we'll keep these coming up until we're about 2 months away from the draft or so, and I can't wait. Now, pick number 1. I think we're all going to agree here. Trevor Lawrence from Clemson to the Jacksonville Jaguars. Dustin, do you have the same one?
Absolutely, that's a no-brainer.
Yep. Brett, do you have that as well?
Oh, I don't know what you guys were thinking. No, yeah, absolutely.
Yep. Well, I mean, you guys, we all agree. Someone who doesn't agree is Chris Sims, who did his top quarterback options, and he has Zach Wilson ranked ahead of Trevor Lawrence. He says that Justin Herbert is a better thrower of the ball than Trevor Lawrence. Now, I disagree. What do you think, Bret, on Chris Sims saying that Zach Wilson's the best quarterback available?
I mean, I think it's a bold statement.
Do you think it's close between Zach Wilson and Trevor Lawrence?
Yeah, I think it is in a sense. I think Lawrence had quite a bit more, national recognition, so that helps. But at the same time, the development, what you see with the, as far as, developing a player, that's what's the most important. And if those little things are there that you see within somebody that, other people who aren't trained to do that, then that could be the case. I don't know.
Yeah.
They could come into it, and Wilson, it could be, he could have the greatest career, ever, and Lawrence could be a dud, but I don't think that's going to happen.
Yeah, I think, if you look at it, Zach Wilson hasn't played nearly as high of a level of competition as Trevor Lawrence. Trevor Lawrence has played in the big games, the playoffs, the national championship games. I think, and I don't know, I might be in the minority here, Trevor Lawrence, to me, is the most complete quarterback prospect I've seen in a long time. He's up there with Andrew Luck and with Peyton Manning and John Elway. I think Trevor Lawrence is a more complete prospect than Joe Burrow was last year. What do you think on that, Dustin?
I mean, I have to agree. Joe Burrow had one hell of a season and probably would have, been Rookie of the Year had he not got hurt.
Yep.
But at the same time, Trevor Lawrence is everything you want in a quarterback: size, height, and a generational arm, a Peyton Manning type of arm. So
yep.
that's why he is way above Zach Wilson, in my opinion, just because he's everything you want in a franchise quarterback.
Yeah, he can make every throw. He's underrated, like sneaky athletic. The pocket breaks down. Trevor Lawrence can take off and run. He might not be Josh Allen athletic, but he's good.
He's very, very intelligent too. His IQ of the game is unbelievable.
Dustin, what do you think when you hear Chris Sims say that Justin Herbert is a better thrower of the ball than Trevor Lawrence?
Man, Chris Sims is my guy, but man, I still have to go with Trevor Lawrence.
Yeah,
like I just said, his arm.
A lot of people are super high on Justin Herbert after his rookie year. I'm not there. I know he had a good rookie year, but I've still got Joe Burrow ahead of Herbert. And he's good, but I don't think he's going to be as good as a lot of people in the NFL think. What do you think, man? Bret, are you a Justin Herbert fan?
I mean, I think that he's showing signs that a lot of other guys didn't.
Yeah.
So I gotta give him that. I'm not, I don't dislike the guy, but if he, succeeds, it's nice to see some of these guys who are expected to come in and do that actually do it.
Yeah, absolutely. And he had a good rookie year. Now let's go to the number 2 pick, the New York Jets. This is where the draft gets interesting and starts for me. I mean, everyone's got Trevor Lawrence going number 1. Number 2 overall pick. There's talk about should the Jets go offensive line? Should they go wide receiver? What are they going to do with Sam Darnold? Dustin, who's your pick at number 2 for the Jets?
Well, with the second pick of the 2021 NFL Draft, the New York Jets, in my opinion, are going to select Zach Wilson.
Zach Wilson, all right. And so does that mean is that the end of the Sam Darnold era in New York?
I believe there's going to be some type of trade for Sam Darnold. So.
Yeah, that'll be interesting. What do you have, Bret? Do you have Zach Wilson going to the Jets as well?
I do.
Nice.
I think there's teams that want Darnold, and there's teams that know how they want to develop him, and they're going to be shopping. It seems like possibly. So if teams can get, teams feel confident with him. He could have. It was almost like a Cleveland situation. The last 20 years prior to Mayfield. That's like what Cleveland did. They just threw guys in there and they didn't succeed. And then they were like, oh, you suck. And now you're gone. So that almost happened. And I don't think that should be the case, but it's, I think they're ready to, go to the next chapter. And then
I agree. I've got Zach Wilson going too as well. I am with you guys on Sam Darnold. Like he didn't have much around him. Adam Gase isn't a great coach or play caller, in my opinion. Not a lot of weapons there. Poor offensive line. So you can't entirely blame Sam Darnold for struggling in New York. But, the Jets have been looking for their next Joe Namath ever since then. And I think when you see a quarterback with the talent of Zach Wilson sitting there at 2, I think the potential is too high to not take the risk, to not take the pick. And so I think they go Zach Wilson as well. We all agree. And
at the very worst, you trade him for a huge package.
Yeah, maybe the draft night trade that Dustin is talking about is Sam Darnold. And so another nugget I found, Matt LaFleur, Packers head coach Matt LaFleur's little brother, is now the Jets offensive coordinator, Mike LaFleur.
Oh, okay.
So a little nugget there. Both of them are from Mount Pleasant, Michigan.
Nice.
Yeah. Call me the Denver Nuggets. Now, so we all agree there. Zach Wilson. Dustin, where do you think the best spot for Sam Darnold to be traded to where he can still be successful or rebound his career?
I think there are a few teams out there like the Carolina Panthers,
Mm-hmm.
the Denver Broncos. You know, I mean,
Teams like
I think
that.
Denver would be a good spot, in my opinion. So,
Who? Denver?
yeah.
Yeah, I could see that. Now, let's go to pick 3. This is where it gets interesting too. Where the Dolphins go here at pick 3. Brett, who do you have the Dolphins taking number 3 overall?
Oh, well, it's got to be an offensive lineman or a wide receiver. So it's definitely going to be. Okay, it's Chase. They have to take him.
Jamar Chase?
Absolutely. They need a receiver.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I can agree with that. Jamar Chase is the best wide receiver, I believe, in the draft. And I'm sure Tua would love a weapon like Jamar Chase. Do you agree with that, Dustin? Who you got at 3?
I do not agree with that. You guys are really going to do that to Devontae Smith?
Devontae Smith?
Number 3, yes, going to the Miami Dolphins.
All right. I mean, you guys both got wide receiver. All right, so you guys both have receiver going. I am not going receiver. Like Bret said, it's receiver or offensive lineman. I'm going tackle, Penei Sewell out of Oregon. He didn't play in 2020, and I agree. I think it's between Chase and Sewell or wide receiver and Sewell. And I look at Tua's injury history and that major hip injury they took, and I just think I would go offensive line there if I'm the Dolphins and make protecting Tua my number 1 goal. What do you guys think of offensive line there? Does that make sense?
It does. I think both make sense. I think it's just what, they obviously have some other plan or strategy that we are unaware about. So they have to be, either way, whichever way they go, they're obviously already know what they're going to do on the other side of things. So I think either way, it's a right choice. I just think that they're going to go receiver.
Yeah, and they did take Austin Jackson in the first round last year, an offensive lineman. They do have Devontae Parker, Preston Williams. So we'll see. I mean, it'll be interesting. That's really what the Dolphins do is going to shake up the draft a lot.
Just throwing this out there, how do we know Tua is going to be the quarterback after the draft?
I think he is. I think Fitzpatrick is gone or a free agent, and I think that Tua is their quarterback unless maybe they strike a deal with the Texans, Tua for Deshaun Watson.
Yes, that's what I was talking about.
Yeah. All right, let's go to pick number 4, the Atlanta Falcons. And this is an interesting pick. I know they've got Matt Ryan. I'm going quarterback here. I'm going Justin Fields out of Ohio State to the Atlanta Falcons. He is from Georgia, born and raised in Kennesaw, Georgia. And with the new head coach, Arthur Smith, looking to get a franchise quarterback, he can, ideally Justin Fields is kind of raw, so he could draft him, sit him behind Matt Ryan for a year for 2021, and then Justin Fields can take over in 2022. What do you think of that pick, Dustin?
I am 100% with you. I got Justin Fields as well.
Damn.
I think him sitting behind Matt Ryan for 1 year is going to really help his game develop.
And I don't know that. See, I wouldn't draft Justin Fields, and I think it's a little bit of a risky pick. I don't know if he's going to succeed in the NFL, but sitting a year behind Matt Ryan would give Justin Fields the best opportunity to succeed, to be 100% ready when he does step in there. What do you think?
Definitely.
Go ahead, Dustin.
Sorry about that. He definitely has the arm strength to succeed, though.
Yeah, he just needs to cut down on turnovers, but he's athletic as well, and it could be a great pick for Atlanta, a hometown kid. What do you think on pick 4, Bret?
Man, well, I matched with you guys on pick 4. I think if Justin Fields goes to the Falcons.
Wow, nice. We're pretty much in agreement so far. That's good.
I don't, I've logically you look at it, you say, hey, he sits behind Matt Ryan for a year, and if you were any organization and had the opportunity for your, so to speak, future, as far as quarterback goes, to sit behind him for, Matt Ryan for a year, you're going to do it.
Yeah.
So I think that's the best case scenario, and whether it works out or not, I think that's the route they should go.
And so often in today's NFL, you see these rookie quarterbacks get thrown out there right away, and they don't get to sit for very long anymore. The days of sitting behind Bret Favre for 3 years are long gone. But if you look at how good Patrick Mahomes has been recently, he gives a lot of credit to sitting behind Alex Smith for a full year in Kansas City. And so I think you could do a lot worse than sitting behind Matt Ryan for a full year and learning from Matt Ryan and how he approaches the game on a daily basis. And I think that'd be a perfect fit for Justin Fields. We're all in agreement there.
Yep.
Now let's go to pick 5. Dustin, who do you have the Bengals taking number 5 overall?
I have the Bengals taking Penei Sewell.
Yep, makes sense. Protect Joe Burrow. I mean, you can't have another season-ending injury. You got to protect that guy.
Oh yeah. That's why I went the same route.
Same route. You got Penei Sewell?
I do.
All right. Now, this is where we agree or disagree. This is our first disagreement because I got Penei Sewell going 3 to the Dolphins. This is Bret, you had Jamar Chase going to the Dolphins. Dustin, you had Devontae Smith. I've got Jamar Chase going number 5 to the Bengals, reuniting with Joe Burrow. So LSU teammates reunite in Cincinnati, and Jamar Chase caught 20 touchdowns in 2019 alone from Joe Burrow. That would be fun to watch if we got a reuniting of Jamar Chase and Joe Burrow in Cincy.
That would be cool.
Yeah, that's part of the reason why I did it. I wanted that to happen. I did that on purpose.
Oh, so you went with what you wanted, not with what is logically going to happen.
Yeah, that's what I'm hoping happens. What do you think, Dustin? Do you like that?
Yeah, and I mean, we can even see this past year with what Justin Jefferson did out of LSU.
Yeah.
So Jamar Chase reunites with Burrow. I think it could be dangerous, but again, he needs more help on the offensive line right now. That has to be the main focus.
Yeah, I could see that. And something to remember, Justin Jefferson was he Offensive Rookie of the Year?
I believe he was.
Yeah, I believe so. And something to think back on 2019, Jamar Chase was the better receiver statistically than Justin Jefferson. So, man, he could be something special here in the NFL in the right system, whether it's with Tua or Joe Burrow. Now let's go to pick 6, Bret, the Philadelphia Eagles. Who do you have here?
Man, this is where you said it got tough earlier.
Yeah.
This is like a whole nother level. Man, there were so many things that went through my mind with this one, but I think Trey Lance goes to Philly.
Trey Lance, wow. So what does that mean for Jalen Hurts in your mind? Yeah, is it like a quarterback competition there?
I mean, I just think that I don't know. Philly seems to not be very they're public about their relationship with their players, and it's not good with their quarterbacks.
Yeah.
As of late. So I don't know what's going on there. That whole division sucks as far as communicating with their quarterbacks, but it's I just think I don't know if it's going to be as much of a competition, or it could be. See, that's the thing too with the trade. I feel like there might be a trade there.
Okay, like they might trade back.
They could trade back to the Panthers. I mean, the Panthers might jump out there.
Yeah, I could see that. I could see that more. The Panthers, because that's where I have Trey Lance going to the Panthers.
And I have Mac Jones going to the Panthers. I'm sorry I said that one earlier, but
that's fine. Yeah.
Saying,
it'll be interesting to see what Philly does. I mean, let's say they do go Trey Lance, then you can do a quarterback competition, and the better quarterback, whoever wins, gets week 1 starting job, and the other one, is the backup. And I don't think the Eagles, their actions certainly didn't indicate that they're all in on Jalen Hurts with benching him week 17. Now, I know they traded Carson Wentz, but Philly is in an interesting situation where they need to figure out where they're going and what their identity is going to be. And it's going to depend a lot on what Nick Sirianni is trying to build there, the new head coach. What do you think, Dustin, at pick 6?
I'm actually going to go wide receiver Jamar Chase out of LSU.
Okay, man. You give Jalen Hurts a guy like Jamar Chase, and that could really help.
Yeah, and I'm going receiver just for the simple fact that I'm going to ignore that they benched him in week 17. That was kind of Peterson's call, so he's not there anymore. And I think Hurts is the future in Philly, so you got to get that man some weapons.
Me and you agree there on position. The Eagles have already lost Deshaun Jackson and are anticipating losing Alshon Jeffrey as well. And they didn't have much weapons last year. So I think they need to go playmaker here for Jalen Hurts, and I got them taking wide receiver Jalen Waddle out of Bama. And I think that could really benefit Jalen Hurts. So we'll see what the Eagles do here. A lot of people don't really have a firm grasp on what the Eagles are going to do at 6. So that'll really dictate the draft. Let's go to pick 7, Bret's Lions. I'm going to tell you my pick. I've got wide receiver Devontae Smith out of Bama, falling to pick 7, going to the Lions. Like we mentioned, they already got Tyrell Williams. If they franchise tag Kenny Galladay and then add rookie Devontae Smith, the Heisman winner, that's quite a lot of playmakers for Jared Goff. What do you think of that, Bret? Do you like that?
I love that.
Yeah.
Because, I want Marvin Jones. I love having Marvin Jones as a Lion. I just think he's testing the waters. And with the talk of, with what the signing that they just made, especially, and then, fact that they'll probably franchise tag Galladay, he can get paid somewhere else. So I think this is the right move. You get playmakers out there. You spread the field for Swift, and for Hawkinson in the middle. So hopefully this is something, that could help them flourish here.
Now, tell me what you think of this. Part of the issue with Matthew Stafford was he never really had that great of weapons all the time. Is there any part of you that wishes that you could have had Matthew Stafford for one more year with a healthy Kenny Galladay, Tyrell Williams, and potentially Devontae Smith?
Oh, yeah. It's hard to think about how, he missed Galladay a lot. And Jones was hurt a little bit this year. Amendola was hurt. Hawkinson had a concussion. Stafford was very unlucky when it came to getting high percentage of healthy, rosters on Sundays. So, man, if he could have had, plus the fact that he got a whole year with Swift.
Yeah.
And, he gets a whole nother year. You get a year with somebody like that. Like that's, you get chemistry. You guys know that when you're brushing each other, when you're brushing your teeth and shit, like that's, they were doing workouts and everything, like not even a couple days after he got drafted. So it's tough because they're probably, this is probably the year where the Lions offense remains healthy the entire season. And, we don't get to see it, but hopefully Goff takes over.
Yeah, and you can't feel too bad for Stafford as he's landing in a real good spot in LA. So Lions could be getting playmakers here, and this would be drafting the Heisman winner wide receiver would be a big move for them. Dustin, who do you have the Lions taking at 7?
So this one's actually going to be pretty interesting, you guys.
Mm-hmm.
I got linebacker Micah Parsons out of Penn State.
Okay, I like it. Micah Parsons, he's going to go high. He's going to go up here. Interesting fit. Bret, who do you have at 7 for your Lions?
It's Devontae Jones.
Devontae Smith.
Or
Now,
Devontae Smith. Sorry, I was looking at I saw Mac. I read Mac Jones.
now, what do you think? We agree on Devontae Smith. What do you think about Micah Parsons?
I am high on him. He's an athlete. Like he's a beat. He knows the game. He understands it. His awareness at Penn State, was just unmatched. So I think he would be a good fit. He's going to be a great fit anywhere he goes. He's coming up here for me soon, but yeah, that's an interesting take. I know that defensively, obviously, we need to be our offense is a little bit stronger than our defense, but hopefully, free agency or something, that's where they're going to go if we go receiver. If not, I think that's the second best choice if he's there.
Yeah. All right.
I chose that for the simple fact that if you look at Detroit's past, they love drafting athletic linebackers and defensive ends. So
Yeah.
They also love drafting wide receivers in the first round.
Yeah.
And then letting them go to waste.
It'll be interesting. I mean, new GM, new head coach. We'll see what the Lions build there. Let's go pick 8. Dustin, the Carolina Panthers.
This one might come as a shock to you guys, but I have Trey Lance out of North Dakota State.
No shocker here. Same thing. Trey Lance, North Dakota State. The Panthers are all in on getting a quarterback, whether it be Deshaun Watson or Trey Lance. Owner Dave Tepper wants a franchise quarterback, so this makes a lot of sense to me. What about you, Bret? Who do you have the Panthers at 8?
I have Mac Jones going to the Panthers.
Okay.
Again, though, this is one of those where trade, alerts come to, flash, because I don't know if that's who they exactly want. If they're looking to go quarterback, and those you got 1, 2, 4, and 6, like I had with Lawrence, Wilson, Fields, and Lance. Regardless of where they go, if those 4 go ahead of the Panthers,
Best
and they want
available.
the best available, that's who they're gonna have to take. So,
yeah. And it'll be interesting to see if they try to trade up or what they try to do there. But we all agree Panthers are all in on a franchise quarterback. It's pretty interesting. We were all a fan of them signing Teddy Bridgewater last year, but 1 year and done. And Bridgewater, they seem to be no longer into Teddy Bridgewater. That's kind of surprising to me.
Yeah, I agree.
We'll see. Let's go to pick 9, the Broncos. Bret, who you got the Broncos taking?
I have the Broncos taking Farley.
Yep, Caleb Farley. Same with me. Going corner, going defense. Vic Fangio, he wants to fix the defense. I think they've lost some secondary pieces or are planning on it. Dustin, do you agree?
Yep, I have Caleb Farley as 9th pick.
All right, we all agree there. Pick 10, Dallas Cowboys. I'm going corner again. Patrick Surtain, the second, out of Bama, to team up with former Bama corner Trayvon Diggs. So Bama secondary in Dallas. Dustin, do you agree?
Yep, that was my 10th pick, was Patrick Surtain.
Awesome. Bret, how about you?
I have one of those white boys in Dallas going bye-bye because I got Micah Parsons going.
Okay. Vander Esch and Lee.
Man, they've been there forever.
Yeah. Well, Lee has been there forever for sure.
Right. That's where I think, the thought process of him going at 7 was on my mind at one point, but then I just, looked at it and realized that, like you said, we talk about the weapons we can get for Goff. I feel like that falls back there, and you get somebody like Parsons next to Smith, and you got a core right there that's just pretty, tenacious.
Yep. We'll see. I think we agree the Cowboys are going to go defense because of their struggles on the defensive side of the ball last year. and we'll see what they do at the quarterback position. Going to pick 11, Bret, the Giants. Who do you have the Giants picking at 11?
I have the Giants going tight end, Kyle Pitts.
Kyle Pitts, I agree. I have Kyle Pitts going 11 to the Giants, a weapon for Daniel Jones. To go with Evan Ingram. What do you say, Dustin?
Well, see, I was gonna agree with Kyle Pitts, but now that Golden Tate got released, they're gonna want another massive playmaker at receiver. So I'm going Jalen Waddle.
Jalen Waddle falls to 11. All right. Either way, playmakers for Daniel Jones. I mean, Kyle Pitts is one of those. He's a tight end, but he's like a receiver as well. So I agree. We're going playmakers in New York on the offensive side of the ball. What's your guys' opinion, Dustin, on Daniel Jones? Does he, are the Giants going to start thinking about moving on from him, or are they still staying patient and believing in him?
I believe they're going to stay patient. I mean, he only had 1 year under Joe Judge, so let's see what he does, in the future, 1 or 2-3 years under him. I think they're going to stay patient.
And hopefully no more turf monster tackles.
They were patient with Eli, so you got to be patient with Jones.
That's true. And then speaking of one more, let's go back to pick 9 with the Broncos. They're going defense with Caleb Farley. Dustin, Bret, what's your thought on Drew Lock in Denver? You think the Broncos are committed to Drew Lock, at least for the short term?
Yeah, I mean, they seem to be that way throughout the year last year, and I think we talked about this a couple times. Just him getting the development and being there. He's showing signs too.
Yeah,
they're taking it. They understand that they're rebuilding and they're doing it the right way. So hopefully it works out for them.
Yeah, and we'll see if LA is going to get the quarterback position right. And I think getting Cortland Sutton back healthy for a full season will really help Drew Lock as well to go with Jerry Jeudy. So pick 12 is me, I believe. 49ers, I'm going a little bit out of the box. Tell me what you guys think of this. I'm going guard Elijah Vera Tucker from USC. He's versatile offensive lineman, can play guard or tackle. Dustin, what do you think there?
I am going with Rashawn Slater, offensive tackle out of Northwestern.
All right, we're going O-line. We agree there. Bret, who do you got for the Niners?
I have Jalen Waddle going to the 49ers.
Okay. Man, if they get Waddle too, there's so many playmakers there. What's your thoughts, Bret? I mean, Jimmy G, is his time run out there? I mean, the Niners, I think, are looking to upgrade the quarterback position. Maybe it's Sam Darnold from the Jets. What do you think the Niners should do with all those playmakers and with a guy that can get the ball to them and stay healthy?
I mean, I think, you have Jimmy G there. He's been in the system. He knows it. You get another weapon like this with the team that you had. They're a good team. Like they had so many injuries. It was ridiculous.
They were in the Super Bowl 2 years ago. I mean, shit.
And then they couldn't even play a game because they couldn't man a roster. Like they had so many injuries last year. I think you got to give them no matter what you draft. But especially if Waddle comes to you, you got a slew of weapons there. You might as well go for it one more year.
Yeah, I could see that. Now, Dustin, what do you think, though? This is my thought on Sam Darnold. Let's say he is traded and the Jets go Zach Wilson and they trade Sam Darnold to the Niners. Honestly, with those weapons there, I could see Sam Darnold having a lot of success.
Yeah, and I mean, I agree. The Jets were the one that was holding Sam Darnold back. I think he's still a good quarterback,
Yeah.
And he's smart and got an arm. He's not seeing ghosts anymore, so I think that'd be great. But I also, keep an eye on maybe Jimmy G going back to New England.
Yeah, that's a good point too. Pick 13 is Dustin. Who you got the Chargers taking at pick 13?
All right, so the Chargers had one of the worst rushing attacks last year. So I'm going to go offensive tackle, and I got Christian Darrisaw out of Virginia Tech.
All right, I like it. I like Darrisaw. He's a monster. He can move people around. It will probably be a great run blocking offensive tackle. What do you think, Bret?
Oh, I am right on cue with that. I got him as well.
Darrisaw as well?
Yep, offensive tackle.
All right. I'm with you guys, but I got Rashawn Slater from Northwestern going here. So we're all going offensive line to protect Justin Herbert and help the run game there for the LA Chargers. So that'll be interesting to keep an eye on. And their new coaching staff. Who is the Chargers' new head coach? That's slipping my mind for some reason. Brandon Staley, the former Rams defensive coordinator. I couldn't remember that one.
I feel like that's not even who I was thinking of.
All right, let's go to pick 14. Bret, the Minnesota Vikings.
The Vikings, I have go blue, baby. Quiddy Pay.
Okay. Defensive line. We're in agreement. I've got defensive tackle Christian Barmore out of Bama. Who do you have, Dustin?
Well, after the news that broke yesterday, I think they go out and get Kyle Pitts.
Kyle Pitts, tight end with no more Kyle Rudolph. Man, I hope not. I want to see my guy Irv Smith Jr. take off.
Yeah.
But I could see that, and you're seeing a lot more teams having two tight ends. So
if they don't, though, I definitely am going to go Quiddy Pay out of Michigan.
All right, Quiddy Pay. D-line, I think we're in agreement for the most part, maybe tight end. Pick 15, I got the Patriots taking linebacker Micah Parsons from Penn State. To me, he just seems like a Patriot pick. We'll see if he falls to pick 15, but if he's there, it just seems like a Patriot pick to go Micah Parsons here. What do you think, Dustin?
I actually have the edge rusher Gregory Rousseau out of Miami.
Okay, I could see that. And then who you got, Bret?
I have, you said Gregory. Is it Russo or Rousseau?
Rousseau. Gregory Rousseau.
He's an edge, right? Yeah, that's who I have too. That's a good. Good. Dustin, I like it.
All right, let's go to Cardinals. Pick 16, Dustin.
All righty. For the Arizona Cardinals, I'm actually going to go J.C. Horn out of South Carolina.
Nice.
Great minds think alike. With Patrick Peterson becoming a free agent, might be out the door. J.C. Horn to the Cardinals. Do you agree, Bret?
I have a corner, but it's not Horn. Not yet, but he's in my first round.
Right.
I actually have. Is it Patrick Sutton the second?
Patrick Surtain. I like it. Going corner, we all agree there. And J.C. Horn, for those of you that don't know, is actually the son of Saints Hall of Fame wide receiver Joe Horn.
Hey, that's a legendary status to step up to.
Yep, just like Patrick Surtain, they both have a lot of shoes to fill, these young kids. Bret, pick 17, Raiders.
I have the linebacker. It's Jeremiah Owasso.
Okay. Owusu Koromoa.
Yeah, that's I think the Raiders need help defensively.
Yeah.
And that's gonna be he'll be the best available at that point in my draft.
All right, Dustin knows him well. What do you think of Owusu Koromoa going to the Raiders?
Yeah, that was my pick as well. And let me tell you, this man is a linebacker, but can move like a cornerback. He is one of the best, defenders when it comes to have to keeping up with wide receivers in the secondary. So he's definitely a steal.
I could see him being a lot of like a quarterback spy, and with a lot of these athletic quarterbacks, and he's a versatile linebacker safety hybrid kind of, and he reminds me a little bit of last year's pick, Cardinals linebacker Isaiah Simmons. Do you agree?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yep. So that's a good pick. I have him going a little later, but I like him. I have, because of it, this just seems like a Raiders pick, knowing Mike Mayock and John Gruden. They took Mo Hurst a couple years back. I got them taking Kwity Paye out of Michigan here at pick 17.
Nice. They love them boys.
Interesting. Nice.
Yeah, we'll see if he falls that far, but that's what I got going there. Let's see. Whose turn is it here? Who just picked the Raiders, the first one? Was it Bret?
Yep.
All right, I'm going pick 18, the Dolphins. So I went offensive line. I gave them Penei Sewell. And I'm going running back here, pick 18, Najee Harris out of Bama. You give Tua Najee Harris in that backfield, and they got to play the quarterback option, the read option with Tua and a beast, Najee Harris. Man, that would be sick. Tua's already vouching for him, saying hopefully we're on the same team. What do you think about Najee Harris in Miami, Dustin?
Yeah, that was my pick at 18, Mr. Hurdle. So I'm going Najee Harris.
Dolphins could get pretty nasty in a hurry if they get Najee Harris. And I love the idea of a running back going that high in the draft, pick 18. Everyone says you don't need running backs, don't draft them high. I hope he goes there. Who do you have, Bret?
I have since I went wide receiver at 3, I went O-line here.
Okay.
I ended up with Rashawn Slater.
All right. Rashawn Slater is. Some people are arguing he's the best offensive lineman available. Some people are putting Rashawn Slater ahead of Penei Sewell. So if he falls to 18, that would be a great pick for the Dolphins. At 19, the Washington football team, Dustin.
That would be Kadarius Toney out of Florida.
All right, and I am a huge fan of Kadarius Toney. I liked DK Metcalf 2 years ago. I was big on Justin Jefferson last year, and this year my guy is Kadarius Toney out of Florida. Wherever he goes, I think he's a future NFL star. And if Washington goes with Kadarius Toney, and along with my thinking of maybe Washington signs Cam Newton, man, Cam Newton could love throwing to Kadarius Toney and Terry McLaurin. I like that pick. Who do you have Washington taking, Bret?
I have him taking Christian Barmore.
Okay, defensive line, Christian Barmore. I have Washington taking Christian Darrisaw from Virginia Tech, the tackle, to protect the quarterback. So we all have differing opinions on who Washington's going to take, and it'll be interesting to see what happens. Dustin or Bret, what do you think of Cam Newton as a potential for the next quarterback for the Washington football team, reuniting with Ron Rivera?
I think that would be smart for that organization because of the understanding and the connection there. If that's something that you don't have to, worry about and work on as, with everything that you're going to have to, then one less thing's better. So
you can get Cam Newton for really cheap. You can get him on a veteran minimum 1-year deal. So
right.
It makes a lot of sense to me. And Washington fans, take it easy. Get out my mentions on the Cam Newton stuff because he's going there.
I like Heineke, though, man.
Man, Heineke is good, but is he an NFL starter? I don't know.
I mean, he almost did send home the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Yeah, but define almost. All right, let's go. Pick 20, the Chicago Bears. I believe it was Bret. Who do you have the Bears taking at pick 20?
At pick 20, I have the Bears taking Elijah
Vera Tucker.
Larry Tucker, yeah, from USC.
All right, you can't go wrong with offensive line. We need the help. I would love offensive line here. Who do you have, Dustin?
Well, this one's pretty simple. I am going with Mac Jones out of Alabama.
Yep, absolutely. If Mac Jones falls to pick 20, the Bears have to take him. We need a quarterback desperately. If for some miracle the Bears make a trade for Russell Wilson or Deshaun Watson before then okay, draft offensive line. Go maybe Jalen Mayfield out of Michigan or Liam Eichenberg out of Notre Dame. But if we don't have a quarterback, you got to go Mac Jones here, I believe. If he's there available, a lot of people have Mac Jones going ahead of 20. So we'll see what happens there. I like Mac Jones. And
what happened to your Jamie Newman pick?
Well, I'll take Jamie Newman later, but I mean, if Mac Jones is gone, then we can take Jamie Newman in the second round. But we got to get a quarterback. We got to figure that out somehow. And then maybe if we take a quarterback, let's say Mac Jones there, and we still want to trade for Russell Wilson or Deshaun Watson, we could use Mac Jones in the trade and send Mac Jones to the Texans or Seahawks. So I like it. Whether it's offensive line or quarterback, that's the route we need to go. Maybe even potentially receiver, but I don't know if we have that luxury right now of what we're trying to build. So let's go to Dustin. You said Mac Jones there?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's go pick 21 with the Colts. That's my turn. And so, Dustin, tell me what you think of this pick. If he's available, you picked him 2 picks ahead. I got Kadarius Toney to the Colts for a playmaker, a weapon for Carson Wentz to go with Michael Pittman. And T.Y. Hilton possibly becoming a free agent might be on the way out. So Kadarius Toney could be a good replacement for him. And like I said, he's a future star in my opinion. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I like the pick, but I chose and this is a long shot, and Indy usually struggles with their DBs, their cornerbacks. So this is gonna be the steal. I'm going with Shaun Wade out of Ohio State.
Okay, I like it, and I believe Xavier Rhodes is a free agent as well, so corner is a need.
Well, Shaun Wade or Mayfield out of Michigan, with the fact that Costanzo retired.
Damn, how many offensive linemen y'all need? No, I get it with Costanzo retiring.
That was funny.
All right, Dustin, who do you have the Colts taking? Brett. Sorry, Brett.
Oh yeah. I have the Colts taking Kadarius Toney.
Okay. What do you think? Kadarius Toney, Dustin. We're forcing Toney on you. You like it?
Yeah, I mean, I like it. He's a fast little receiver. He's got good hands, and he really showed out this season, and more weapons for Wentz. So, hey, if you can get him the whole, weapons, I would definitely love it. And if he can't freaking, do well with weapons, then he sucks.
Yeah, prove it here. Let's go 22 with the Titans. Dustin, who you got?
The Titans, it was I had Kwity Paye out of Michigan.
Okay. Defensive line. I like it. Who do you have, Bret?
Azeez Ojulari.
Okay. Linebacker out of Georgia.
Yeah.
Yep. Defense. We all agree they're going defense. Mike Vrabel was a bad defense last year. They're in Tennessee. And so I agree. I'm going defensive end Gregory Rousseau out of Miami. So we all agree defense is the plan in Tennessee. Pick 23 for the Jets. Brett, who are the Jets taking at 23?
Honestly, I think they're going to take Rondale Moore out of Purdue.
Okay. If they go Zach Wilson and they go receiver, that makes sense. Getting for whoever they take, but they need more playmakers. So I can agree with that. Rondell Moore. I go defensive end Jalen Phillips out of Miami. Um, Robert Saleh, the new head coach, is a defensive guy, so he's going to want pass rush. But Jalen Phillips comes with a little bit of some injury history. Suffered a severe wrist injury in a moped crash that forced him to retire from football and missed all of 2019. So he's a beast, but injury history is a concern there. So we'll see. But I can see the Jets going Jalen Phillips here. Who do you have, Dustin?
So this one is actually a little bit of a shocker, but I'm going Travis Etienne out of Clemson.
Oh, I like it. Man, there's some playmakers for the Jets. So that's real interesting there. I like that one. So you got 2 running backs going in the first round. I like that as well. Steelers pick 24. I've got him taking tackle Jalen Mayfield out of Michigan. Bret, how about you?
I am taking Tevin Jenkins.
All right, offensive line out of Oklahoma State. Dustin, what about you?
I like Mayfield here.
All right, so Steelers going O-line. It makes sense. They lost Pouncey to retirement, so they'll be replacing him. At pick 25, Dustin, Jaguars.
I am going Christian Barmore out of Alabama.
All right, that makes sense. It's a Jaguars pick going D-line. How about you, Bret?
I have Jason. Oh, man. I don't even know. He's an edge. Jason Away.
Where's he from?
Hold on.
Jason.
Oh, he's from Penn State. He's an edge.
I think I've seen him mocked in a couple places too, so that makes sense. So let's see here. And I've got Tevin Jenkins going here out of Oklahoma State. So you guys going defense, I'm going offensive line. Let's go to the Browns pick 26. Bret, who you got the Browns taking?
I have J.C. Horn going here.
All right, J.C. Horn going secondary. I'm going linebacker Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah out of Notre Dame. Browns could use that. Defensive help, safety help, linebacker help. Dustin, what about the Browns here?
I'm going Carlos Basham Jr., edge rusher out of Wake Forest.
Boogie Basham, he is a beast. I just stumbled upon his film today, and I sent this to John Abraham, longtime NFL defensive end, because I told him, I'm like, Boogie Basham reminds me a lot of a prime John Abraham. So this could be a steal for the Browns, right?
Yeah.
Dustin? Man, if the Browns get Boogie Basham with Myles Garrett on the other side, that is nasty. I like that pick. I don't have Boogie Basham going in my first round, but I like the pick.
He's on my just misses list.
Me too. Players to watch. Yeah, Boogie Basham. He's nasty. I'm really looking forward to seeing him at the next level. Could be a future star. Ravens, pick 27. I've got linebacker Azeez Ojulari from Georgia. That seems like a Ravens pick to me if he's available that far, that deep in the first round. Dustin, who do you have for the Ravens?
I actually have Trayvon Mulrig out of TCU.
Okay.
Safety.
Safety,
Yep.
All right, going defense. What about you, Bret?
Yep, that's where I went. Safety.
All right, makes sense. Going defense in Baltimore. Pick 28, the Saints. I've got a surprise here. Actually, whose turn is it? I'm going to go Bret. Who you got the Saints taking at 28?
I got him getting Carlos Basham Jr., edge.
All right, Boogie Basham to the Saints. Man, that would be – the Saints defense would be getting nasty if they got a pass rusher like him. Dustin, who do you have to the Saints?
All right, so I really love this guy, man, and I watched him all season at Tulsa, so I'm going to go with Zaven Collins.
Okay. Man, you saw a lot of Tulsa this year?
Yeah, I mean, they were on a lot of, ESPN too and stuff, and especially in their bowl game against Mississippi State, the dude just went off. And for playing for Tulsa and doing that against a, SEC school,
Yeah.
you're the real deal. So I'm going
Right.
Zaven Collins.
That's some good inside information there. I like it. I didn't know really who to pick here. And with rumors of Michael Thomas moving on, Michael Thomas going to the Jags with Urban Meyer, I'm going wide receiver Terrace Marshall out of LSU to the Saints. Not like they need any more playmakers, but I mean, another wide receiver, that could be a scary, him and Alvin Kamara there. That'd be nuts.
Man, I don't know. The Saints could fall apart easily, or they could just be a dominant again.
Yeah. It's going to come down to quarterback position. Do they bring back Brees? Is Jameis Winston their week one starter? Is it Taysom Hill and some kind of Tim Tebow package? Who knows? But I'm looking forward to seeing that one. For the Packers, pick 29. This is the third year in a row I got Green Bay going wide receiver in the first round. They never listened to me. They could have had DK Metcalf. They could have had T. Higgins. Now I got them taking Rashad Bateman out of Minnesota. What do you think, Dustin?
Ooh, that's a good one. I actually got Terrace Marshall Jr. out of LSU.
All right, going wide receiver as well. What about you, Bret?
I have him taking cornerback Campbell.
Campbell, okay. Going corner, opposite Jair Alexander. Man, I just think Green Bay needs to go wide receiver sooner than later. I think if they don't take a wide receiver in this draft, Aaron Rodgers is going to demand a trade.
You could be right, but they don't have to do it in the first round.
Yeah, as long as they get somebody, they can get a couple receivers in the second, third, fourth round, but they need to get him some playmakers.
I do like Rashad Bateman, though.
Yeah, I hope they don't take Rashad Bateman because
I know, dude. Come on.
Yeah,
Me too.
He's nasty.
Terrible.
Let's go pick 30, the Bills. Dustin, who you got?
The Bills, I am going to go with a running back, and for that one, I am going to go Javonte Williams out of North Carolina.
All right, I like it, and they could use a running back. That's a good pick because they got Josh Allen, they got Stephon Diggs, but they don't have that number one running back, and so they could use a running back in the first round. I like the pick. Bret,
I like Trey Sermon too.
Trey Sermon, yeah, both of those could be good picks.
See, this is where I contemplated ETN going.
Yeah.
But he ended up on my, my just outside list.
Okay.
I have a few players that I feel really could be, still in there. And I don't know. I'll probably end up changing this several times before the draft. But, I ended up going with that's where I went with Zaven Collins from Tulsa.
Okay. That's linebacker, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yep, I went linebacker as well. Yeah, okay, edge. I went linebacker Nick Bolton out of Missouri. Defense is obviously a need for the Bills. That's why I didn't pick them to beat the Chiefs in the AFC Championship game. Not much defense there, so they need some help defensively and to take the next step. So it starts in the drafts. Pick 31 for the Chiefs. Bret, who you got the Chiefs taking?
I actually had Nick Bolton going to the Chiefs at 31.
Okay. They could obviously use defense. I just couldn't stop thinking about that offensive line getting ransacked in the Super Bowl. So I went tackle Samuel Cosmi out of Texas. I don't know a lot about this guy, the tackle, but I know the Chiefs were injured and they're going to get their offensive lineman back, but depth never hurts anybody, and they could use some obvious help on the offensive line and protect their $500 million quarterback. What do you think at 31 to the Chiefs, Dustin?
I am going Landon Dickerson, center out of Alabama.
All right, I like it. Offensive line, definitely a need, and makes sense. Going pick 32 with the Bucks. I go the last pick of the first round. This is Travis Etienne out of Clemson. Not that the Bucks need any more playmakers, but with Fournette potentially maybe not coming back, with Shady McCoy not coming back, they could go another running back. So Travis Etienne out of Clemson, I'd hate to see what he would do with Tom Brady.
Yeah. No.
Dustin, who you got the Bucks taking?
This one is, let me see right here. I got the Bucks taking Jalen Phillips or this defensive tackle out of Washington, Levi on Wozariki. I can't pronounce his name.
Going defensive line.
I had Jalen Phillips.
Jalen Phillips. All right, edge. So, all right. I mean, yeah, the Bucks in a position where they can kind of get whoever they want there. No real, super needs. They're building a great team. And Tom Brady talking about running it back. I mean, the Bucks, they're going to be tough to beat once again. How do you think the Bucks fare as defending champs next year? Are they going to be even tougher to beat?
They're going to be pretty much the same team.
Well, it was interesting, right? Like early in the year, they struggled. They started 7-5, maybe 6-5, and they got swept by the Saints and kind of turned it on late in the year, going into the playoffs. I mean, what if they start hot this year? This team could be tough to beat all year long.
I wouldn't be surprised if that's the case.
And they got that Super Bowl swagger too. What do you think, Dustin?
Yeah, I mean, in my opinion, it all depends where Russell Wilson goes.
Yeah.
I think if he ends up, if Brees does call it quits and he ends up in New Orleans, I think that would be the biggest threat to Tom Brady. Or, if he goes to Chicago, I think Chicago could really benefit from Russell Wilson and be Super Bowl contenders right off the bat. So
I would love to see Russell Wilson on offense with our defense, and if we can tweak the defense and get it better, you could potentially get Russell Wilson Legion of Boom type going on again. Give Russell Wilson a championship-winning defense, and who knows?
Yeah, well, I mean, let's not get ahead of ourselves here.
Well, I mean, I can't wait next year. And Dustin, you got to assume. I think you're thinking Drew Brees is coming back next year. He hasn't announced retirement yet. I'm sure that's where you're thinking.
Yep, I think he's coming back. He's going to be back.
Yeah, so we'll see what happens. A lot of dominoes to fall. Will Brees be back? Will Deshaun Watson get traded? Will Russell Wilson stay in Seattle? What happens with Sam Darnold and Jimmy Garoppolo? Who do the Patriots get at quarterback? Who does Washington get at quarterback? This is going to be a hell of an offseason, a lot of fun, and we're going to keep these episodes coming out weekly. So thanks, guys. This is Mock Draft 1.0, and we're going to keep these coming out. So a hell of a start to the draft season, and great job, guys.
Before you go, I have one question.
All right.
If it came down to it right now, Deshaun Watson or Russell Wilson, which one?
Deshaun Watson. Because he's younger, and it's who we should have drafted in the first place. It would be making up for our mistake. I love Russell Wilson. You wouldn't hear me complaining if the Bears got him, but he's older, and I know he's won. He's proven he can win a Super Bowl, but also he had a Legion of Boom defense when he won it. So that's kind of what it takes for Russell Wilson is a great defense. I don't know if he can do it on his own. So give me Deshaun Watson, but I mean, I wouldn't complain either way.
Okay.
So,
Nice.
yeah, but thanks, guys. This was a lot of fun. Did you guys enjoy the first mock draft?
Absolutely.
Yeah, it was great.
So
let us know where we're wrong, guys.
Yep. Get in the comments. Tell us we're wrong. Tell us no way Cam Newton's going to Washington because I know you want to say it. So well, appreciate the support, guys. Don't forget to like, subscribe, leave a comment. Have a great week, guys, and peace out.